Hey there, and welcome to today's video. For today's video, you probably already saw this coming, but we are literally going to be building a Christmas tree house. Before I built a house that was in presents, that was how I started the month. And if some of you saw this coming, then yes, you do know me. I have been wanting to do this house just as much as I wanted to do the presents house, but boy was this one challenging. The issue with the Christmas tree house as opposed to the presents house, you can wrap presents in pretty much anything. You can do about the same thing with a Christmas tree. The issue here was there wasn't really anything you could use as decorations for a Christmas tree. I thought of just making the house the shape of a Christmas tree, but then I thought that's not really gonna be that challenging or that realistic, quote unquote. I wanted it to look like an upright tree, not just a 2D tree, I guess you could say that way. Now, my biggest issue with the tree was getting it to look like a tree, first of all. It just was not looking like a tree at all. But I decided to roll with it. There's only so much you can do with roof pieces. And I really wanted to do this without having to rely on debug items or on the tool mod. The tool mod would have made my life so much easier if I decided to use it, but I was like, no. If I can't do this with just move objects, then it's not much of a challenge now, is it? So yeah, it was quite a challenge. For the decorations, there weren't many items that I was finding that you could actually use. Let's just say balls aren't really a thing that you find in The Sims without going into debug. I know that I think it was with Discover University that you finally got a soccer ball. Besides that, there isn't really a ball that you could use in The Sims that I could have used as a replacement. And the only other thing that I found that wasn't sticking to walls was basically just lighting. I used a lot of lighting. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Most of the value of this house is just on lights. That is all the value of this house. It's not the furniture, it's not the inside, because yes, let me tell you, there will be a floor plan on the inside as well. But that was not the most expensive part of this. The most expensive part was just all the lighting. I do admit that once it's nighttime, it actually does look pretty nice. But with that said, a lot of the lighting does not disappear when you go up and down floors because it doesn't really register that is connected to anything, since it actually isn't. It's just on the bottom of some roof pieces, but it doesn't really register that since it was all placed with move objects, and I used the 9 and 0 keys to place it up and down, and that is all it is. It thinks that it's still right outside of the house on the main level, which, as you can clearly see, it is not. After that, I was thinking on how to make the tree look a bit more decorated since it still didn't really look that decorated from the outside, and once again, I turned to lighting, and I do like the way it ended up looking, but let's just say it was a mess and a half. Just don't look too closely at what's hanging from the tree. Moving on to the floor plan, I really wanted this to be able to have a livable space. Though when I say livable, I say it with heavy quotation marks, since I never actually playtested this house. I could not bother playtesting it because there really wasn't much space to move it anywhere else if it wasn't working where the things were already. And if that wasn't enough, I was thinking, well, this is a pretty weird house anyways. I don't think anyone's really gonna download it. So why don't we just make the absolute weirdest layout I have ever made? So yeah, I basically made a hexagonal kitchen, although it's technically more of an octagon. There are two sides that it's not quite a corner, but it's still the weirdest kitchen that I have ever built. Why, you ask? 'Cause why not? There was the option as well of adding a second floor, but I didn't really want to go for a second floor since it was actually a pretty big space as it is already. And let's face it, you clearly are looking at me building this floor plan, building this house. It is not worth it to go a second floor. It is just as bad. It is lighting everywhere. You can't even really see what you're doing. So with that in mind, I was just thinking we are not going to be really playtesting this since a lot of people will probably not even wanna try to have a sim living in here. I still had a lot of fun regardless because it is just a weird layout. It is a full house though. It is 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. There's an office space, kitchen, dining room, living room. It's just weird. The color scheme, you probably saw it coming as well. It's a Christmas tree house. Why wouldn't it be red and green on the inside? When I did the presents house, it was very much more of a traditional home. This time I was just thinking, what is red and green that we can make work here? But anyways, by this point, we are close to the end of the video, so I just want to say, Merry Christmas if you celebrate it. If you don't celebrate it, Happy Holidays. There will not be a video before the year ends, so I also want to say as well, Happy End of the Year. We are at the end of 2020, if you can believe that, so Happy New Year. Hopefully next year is a lot better. I will have a video for you once the new year rolls around, so look forward to the first video of 2021. It's not going to be anything grandiose, but there is a build that I've been looking forward to doing a lot, and I hope you like it as much as I've enjoyed building it, but that will be for next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe. Let me know what you want me to try out next, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great weekend.